Christopher Columbus, the Italian explorer credited with discovering the Americas, was born in Genoa, Italy, in the year 1451. His early life is shrouded in some mystery, and many details remain unclear. He was the eldest son of Domenico Colombo, a middle-class weaver, and Susanna Fontanarossa. Although his family was not affluent, they held a modest social status. Columbus's childhood was likely shaped by his surroundings, growing up in a bustling maritime city. Genoa was a prominent seafaring and trading center, exposing young Columbus to the maritime world from an early age. It is believed that he received some education, possibly in navigation and mathematics, which would later prove crucial to his exploratory endeavors. As a teenager, Columbus reportedly joined his father in the family business, working as a weaver. However, his heart was set on a life at sea. Driven by an adventurous spirit and inspired by the tales of mariners and explorers, Columbus yearned to embark on his own voyages of discovery. At the age of 14, Columbus's life took a significant turn when he left Genoa to become a sailor. He embarked on various seafaring ventures, gaining practical experience and knowledge of navigation. Columbus sailed the Mediterranean Sea, traveling to ports in Italy, Spain, and possibly as far as the eastern coast of Africa. During his years as a sailor, Columbus encountered the realities of maritime life, including the dangers of the open sea, the intricacies of navigation, and the allure of distant lands. Influential works by scholars such as Ptolemy and Marco Polo fueled Columbus's belief in the feasibility of reaching Asia by sailing westward. His curiosity, combined with his practical experience, equipped Columbus with a foundation of knowledge that would prove invaluable in his future voyages. Columbus's plan to find a western route to Asia had been brewing in his mind for years. At the time, the Ottoman Empire held a tight grip on the land routes to the east, making trade difficult and expensive. Columbus believed that by sailing westward across the Atlantic Ocean, he could reach the lucrative markets of Asia more quickly and efficiently. Despite facing numerous rejections and setbacks, he persisted in his mission to seek sponsorship for his voyage of discovery. Finally, in 1492, Columbus secured the support of Queen Isabella I of Castile and King Ferdinand II of Aragon. With their endorsement, he was provided with 3 ships, the Santa Maria, the Pinta, and the Nina, for his daring expedition. On August 3, 1492, Columbus and his crew set sail from the Spanish port of Palos de la Frontera, embarking on a journey that would change the world forever. After a month of crossing the Atlantic, his crew spotted land on October 12, believing they had reached the Indies. However, they had actually arrived in the present-day Bahamas. Continuing his exploration, Columbus visited several other islands in the Caribbean, including Cuba and Hispaniola, now Haiti and the Dominican Republic. He encountered various indigenous peoples and exchanged gifts with them, but also engaged in conflicts and imposed Spanish authority. On Christmas Eve in 1492, the Santa Maria ran aground and was lost near present-day Haiti. Columbus salvaged what he could from the ship and established a fortified settlement called La Navidad with the remaining crew members. He left behind 39 men and returned to Spain with the 2 remaining ships, the Nina and the Pinta, on January 15, 1493. Embarking on his second voyage in September 1493, Columbus set out with a fleet of 17 ships and around 1,500 men. This time, his objectives included establishing colonies and further exploring the New World. Columbus arrived in the Caribbean and began exploring various islands, including Dominica, Puerto Rico, Guadeloupe and Montserrat. He revisited the settlements he had established during his first voyage, finding that the fort at La Navidad had been destroyed and the crew members he left behind had been killed by the native Taino people. Columbus also continued to search for a passage to Asia and believed that he had reached the outskirts of the Chinese Empire. He explored the coasts of Cuba, Jamaica, and Hispaniola, gathering information about the geography and resources of the region. During his second voyage, Columbus encountered resistance from the indigenous populations. Conflicts erupted as Columbus attempted to assert Spanish authority, leading to the subjugation and enslavement of indigenous peoples. He established new settlements and engaged in trade, mainly focusing on acquiring gold and other valuable resources. After approximately 3 years, Columbus returned to Spain in June 1496. Setting sail once again from Spain, Columbus embarked on his third voyage with a fleet of 6 ships in 1498. Unlike his previous voyages, this expedition took a more southern route, venturing into areas that Columbus had not previously visited. During his third voyage, Columbus encountered the coast of South America, specifically the continent's northern regions. He explored the Gulf of Paria, located in present-day Venezuela, and navigated along the coast of what is now Trinidad and Tobago. Columbus believed that he had reached the mainland of Asia, continuing his pursuit of finding a direct route to the lucrative markets of the East. While exploring the coast of South America, Columbus faced various challenges. His ships experienced severe storms, and he struggled to find safe harbors for repairs and resupply. Additionally, tensions among his crew members grew, as many were discontented with the conditions and lack of immediate riches. Columbus's expedition in the Caribbean, and along the northern coast of South America, yielded limited success in terms of finding significant sources of wealth. He encountered indigenous populations, engaged in trade, and continued to ruthlessly assert Spanish authority, but he did not discover the anticipated riches he had hoped to find. As a result of the hardships faced during the voyage and the growing discontent among his crew, Columbus's leadership was questioned. Accusations of mismanagement and abuse of power led to his arrest and subsequent return to Spain in November 1500. He languished in jail, along with his brother Bartholomew, for 6 weeks, before being released by King Ferdinand of Spain. Columbus's final voyage, which began in May 1502, aimed to finally find the elusive western route to Asia and gather further wealth for the Spanish crown. He sailed along the coast of Central America, visiting present-day Honduras, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica. Columbus encountered difficulties, including storms, shipwrecks, and encounters with indigenous groups. Despite his hardships, he continued exploring, reaching the coast of Panama before being forced to turn back due to a damaged ship. In 1504, Columbus returned to Spain, his dreams of finding a western route to Asia unfulfilled. In the later years of his life, Christopher Columbus faced a mix of triumphs and hardships. Following his initial voyages of discovery, Columbus struggled to secure the recognition and rewards he believed he deserved for his achievements. Accusations of harsh treatment of the indigenous people and mismanagement of the settlements tarnished his reputation. His later years were also marked by legal battles and struggles to regain favor with the Spanish crown. Despite his achievements, Columbus died in relative obscurity on May 20, 1506, in Valladolid, Spain. The impact of Columbus's voyages cannot be overstated. His journey initiated a period of European exploration and colonization in the Americas, leading to profound and far-reaching consequences. The encounter between the Old World and the New World brought about significant cultural exchanges, the trading of goods, and the eventual establishment of European colonies throughout the Americas. Columbus's expeditions also paved the way for future explorers and laid the foundation for the expansion of the Spanish Empire. The riches and resources discovered in the New World had a transformative effect on Europe, fueling economic growth and establishing Spain as a major global power. However, it is essential to acknowledge the darker side of Columbus's legacy. The colonization of the Americas was catastrophic for the native people who lived there. The mistreatment and enslavement of indigenous populations, coupled with the introduction of European diseases, resulted in the decimation of entire communities. Today, Columbus's legacy remains a subject of debate and controversy. The celebration of Columbus as a hero has been challenged in recent years. The focus has shifted towards recognizing the experiences and perspectives of the indigenous peoples who were affected by his expeditions. Despite his flaws and the troubling consequences of his actions, Christopher Columbus remains a figure of historical significance. His voyages reshaped the world, bringing together different civilizations and initiating an era of global exploration and interaction. The ongoing dialogue surrounding his legacy serves as a reminder of the complex and interconnected nature of history, and the importance of critically examining the stories we tell about the past. Thanks for joining us. Remember to subscribe for more fascinating biographies.